Welcome to our channel, A Trade of You. I'm your girl, A-Marie.
And I'm One.
And today we'll be talking about dating and relationships, my favorite subject ever. And with us, we have Shak.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Chantelle.
Hi.
Yeah.
Nick.
How you doing?
Yeah.
A man like T saying, yeah.
Guys, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's talk about relationships. Let's just jump right in. What would be your red flags?
Well, that's for me. That is. I was just saying for me.
Anyone.
Just throwing it out there.
I think everyone's got their set standard of values that they have. And you look for them in other people, and if you see that you don't see, but if you don't see these things, then they could be seen as red flags potentially.
True.
As in, oh, this person hasn't got the decency just to call me back.
Oh, thank you very much. Communication. Lack of communication.
Yes.
I think the basis of any relationship, whether it's friendship, and so forth, is this ability to communicate and to talk.
Why is it so hard for men to then message back to say I'm busy or return the phone call? Why does it take them maybe days?
Why is it air?
Maybe they ghost you just, for a
I don't think it's every man that does that.
No, that's just a large.
Just 85%.
We're talking in colloquial terms here. So when you say men, how can that possibly incorporate all men?
Let me just say, not all men.
Do you know every man?
Not all men. No, because listen, there are some good, decent men out there.
That got that right.
But a lot of men that let me speak for myself, personally come in contact with, seem to lack good communication skills.
Basic ones.
Yes, just basic general, like if I call, return the call.
Don't text me. If I call you, don't return with a text, return the missed call. Unless you're returning the text saying, oh, sorry, busy,
I'm
busy, can't talk.
Yeah.
But don't have a missed call half an hour and then half an hour later I'm gonna text, you good?
Yes,
Because that half an hour period, something could have changed, so you could have been doing something, so that could be texting to see if the coast is clear, to see if I can phone
No, that's a safe way out.
It's a safe way out.
They say that. Communicate
that's
that.
fair enough, that's fair enough, but it doesn't mean to say like, because he texts you back that he's like, not bothered or not interested. Communication is a two-way thing, so sometimes I think, for me, we get comfortable in terms of, because we're not just texting every, and that's where you go wrong.
Yeah,
so
that's where the issue is.
So that's where the issue is. It's not because we don't have it in us to think, let me send a text or let me phone, or I'm not bothered about the person. Just think, I'll do it in a bit, and that's where men, I feel, kind of lack sometimes. So we need to take on board what females are saying, and then say, you know what, some men, not all men,
Not all men.
And I'm guilty of that at times.
So is that prioritising as well as communication then?
Prioritising is probably because what's important to the person that you're in a relationship with, and what's important to you as well, you need to make sure that there's a balance.
Exactly. You respect what they expect from you, as in like you saying Chantal wants a text back if she's texting or a call back. But you know that and then you don't, and then you're disrespecting.
Exactly.
Do we think it's more to do with the stage of the relationship where it's at, in terms of sometimes communication can develop? So at the beginning, you kind of go through that discovery phase to find out how this other person communicate, and maybe they're going at that particular time. It might be not as easy for them to communicate as much as But that's what I was going to say was if the text back, you've probably talked about that.
Because you start as you mean to go on. So if you started not messaging me all the time, in my mind, I know that's how you are. So I adapt to expect texts. But if you started calling me and then all of a sudden it drops, no call, maybe a text, like start as you mean to go. That's the problem with you men. You become complacent.
And
some men.
Can we keep saying some men, please?
Majority.
I don't want to block my blessings.
I think that's what it is though. Like a lot of people don't carry on as they start.
But who does though?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
You carry on or you get better. You get worse.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it out there now. I think you're just sending shots from them. Straight away, the shot. You don't text.
We ain't sending no shots.
But let me ask you ladies a question.
Yes.
As you said that you start as you mean to go on, yeah?
Yes.
That's what you said, yeah?
Yes.
So why is it that when you first get intimate with a guy, you wouldn't come to bed with a do-rag on, would you?
I do.
From the start?
Yeah.
I've been with a
What? From the start? From the start?
I know.
There's some, no, okay, so what I'm saying, there's some people that get comfortable.
You gotta make it look cute though. That's the difference.
exactly.
You can go to bed and wrap your hair and make it still look cute.
No, this is what I do. This is my
How
trick.
does you mean to go on?
Yeah, I know. Wait, let me tell you. Okay, we have to tie our head, yeah? We have to tie our head.
We know why.
Obviously, it doesn't look cute with your lingerie when you're trying to have that time with your man.
So when you're comfortable.
So what you do is,
Yeah.
you keep your natural hair, and when you're going to bed, you're having your lingerie. When the lights are out,
That's what I'm saying.
under your
At the end of the
pillow.
day, it's still on, isn't it? So it's still on from the
You
beginning.
get up early in the morning before
No.
When you're 6 months into the relationship, you just like, want me chubby,
Yeah, at 6 months.
You know the way there. But that
You can't have me at my worst.
you mean like you set an alarm and then
I think you gotta always kind of at least keep it cute to a minute.
Exactly.
No.
Like, you can't, obviously when you're not gonna have like your forehead wrapped up.
Yeah.
And being there's no hair up
You can't bring out the old type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Ones with the
No, I have to say something. I have to say something. I have to say, I went on a double date thing once. Me and my friend and this other girl. I didn't know who the other girl was.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were went to meet them. The closer we got, I saw she just had a do-rag. I spent an hour in the barber's. Alright? I sat in the barbers. Longer than that, you know that barbers. I was in there for a good solid hour, 45 minutes. I put in some effort. And as I walked closer to her, I saw this silhouette in the distance. Alright? That looks remarkably like a do-rag.
She gave it you from the start.
I'm a British person.
I'll take it back.
No, you're talking about effort with communication, but you can't even put some grease in there and say, actually, even if this guy isn't all that, let me just try and make an effort.
Some women, we're going a bit too far. We're getting a bit too comfortable.
Yeah, of course,
You're
of course.
there in your house clothes, your drawers, your tear-up t-shirt, your pajamas, and you got to remember, not that I'm saying it's right. You've got to put an effort. Start as you mean to go on. Yeah. So when I'm going out on a date with my man, I'm gonna look extra nice. When we go out anywhere, I'm going to look good because I want you to look good as well.
Yeah,
when I'm in the house, I will look comfortable, but I'll still look decent.
nice. Yeah.
I'm not look pop down because I still want you to look at me like
You
damn.
still want to do your stuff and one
Exactly. This West, I don't know who you've been dating, but we don't roll like that around here.
Don't put down me. I didn't know the other day.
Just to be clear, I wasn't asking her to turn up in a big dress with the sequins and shoulder detail. Just try.
You just wanted some grease, some blue magic, some bats, something like what is it?
Maybe a bit brush the size, just something, just to say, do you know what? It might be worth it. And she just said, sure. I was in the chuck category that day. Chuck. Wow.
Don't let me know.
Come for the Lord. Me there. Alright, remember that.
Probably had a great personality.
Oh God, that is funny.
How do you feel about women approaching men? Because it's hard in the dating scenes for women, but I'm sorry. Kudos to you, well done ladies, girl power, but I personally don't want to approach a man because I want to be rude, I want to know that man wants me, I want to be pursued, and I don't want to look thirsty as well. I'm not saying that it's thirsty.
I'd rather be approached.
I want to be approached, I want to know that I'm wanted by you from the gate.
Okay, but this is the thing, right? This is the situation that we're in from my point of view.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How do you let a guy know that you're interested?
Eye contact.
Yes. And I'm about to say I don't. I wait for him to look at me. And then
give me a smile.
I give him the smile like, come on. That ain't working though, because
You have your eye contact. You got your body language.
The reason I say this is I've spoken to female friends in the past and they said naturally they just put a face on for whatever reason.
That's what we do.
So that a man is looking for signs that, oh, this one might be interesting. But
Which face?
that could be the makings of a beautiful marriage. That could have so many things in common, but all he sees is,
But you know.
So is that what's he got to work with? How is he?
Well,
how would he possibly know?
What men usually just approach a woman and have a little conversation, ask if they're single, can I take you out? And you say yes or no, and that's how it goes down.
And when they say no, for the love of money, let that no be a no.
Let it go.
I can be your friend.
No.
You did not roll up to me because you wanted to be my brethren.
I got no friends.
Why do man say that?
What are they supposed to say?
Let it go.
I want to get you home and put you in a do-rag and train you up with that. What?
If you man say okay, if I say no, I'm not.
Okay, so guys, have you ever experienced, I call it broken bird syndrome? Because us women, we feel when we meet, okay, not all women, but some of the women that I speak to, when we meet a guy, we know he ain't shit. Like, you know he ain't, you know that he's broken, he's mashed up, he needs healing, but we're like, oh, I can fix him, I can help him, I can change him. Brothers. I mean this in the nicest way. If you are not mentally ready, emotionally ready, available mentally and emotionally for a woman, please leave us alone. Do not waste our time because I'm not here to help you heal.
But do you think that works vice versa? Do you think it works the other way
I want to know that.
Do you think every woman, and so what comes out of I think the sequence is she comes out of a relationship with some people, or dare say you know some of your female friends, that will end up in a relationship pretty quickly after that. And so why does that happen?
Because they're afraid to be alone.
Yeah, I ain't scared to be alone.
No, yeah, okay. So that is
like loneliness.
Yeah, so that is it. Like they're scared to be alone, but also they've been in a relationship where they've realised this isn't what I want, and then they probably see something. Like, let's not judge them based on how quickly they get into a relationship. Like, let's judge them on what they want. Like, I've been in a situation where I finished with someone and in 5 days, not joking, not 5 days. But like pretty quickly, you see them move on. So you automatically assume, I should be talking to that person before, but actually, maybe I weren't good enough for that particular moment in time. So that person's found something else. I don't have no badness with anybody moving on quickly. I don't have a problem with people jumping into relationships thinking that it's something else. The problem that I have is that if a female jumps into a relationship thinking she's going to change somebody, and you can't do that. If you get in a situation and it then transpires that it's not what you want and you decide to stay or you decide to get off, then that's your prerogative, isn't it? But if you decide to stay for the reasons being that you want to either elevate with this person or if it's not that, bye.
No one's going to change unless they want to change themselves.
Show them the way if you can, and if it doesn't seem like that's the way it's going, then...
But then that's also the thing, like, how many times have we shown someone the way and then they kind of like...
But that's how you think that you've shown them, because sometimes, like, what you're saying is because...
It boils down to communication.
So there you go, and
priorities. But wait, there's a difference between communication and comprehension. So you can communicate as much as you want with a man, from my part, and tell him, I want this is what I expect, rare. And if he doesn't understand, he doesn't act it out, it's like, what more can you do?
100%.
But also, I was just going to say that, again, it comes down to, when you initially meet somebody, you've got to go through that process of understanding how they work and how you work.
But sometimes they switch on you. Men like to
they like to say things that they think you want to hear.
They lie to you.
Yeah, and it's like that even doesn't help because...
Not all men.
No. It's like everybody knows the honeymoon period, everyone's putting their best foot forward. But don't lie about it. Just show who you are. If you can't continue to be this way,
start as we mean to go on.
That's the key word. I think sometimes you go into a relationship, it can draw some anxiety because you know you're that constant guessing about what's this person. Have I said the wrong thing to them? Did they get me that I'm just being sarcastic? Did they get my jokes? But during the initial phases, especially in modern terms of communication, it's like WhatsApp. Can you learn about somebody through WhatsApp?
And spending time together.
Absolutely.
But the texting and the phone calls is part of what you say, so it's part of the getting to know somebody.
It's part of the getting to know somebody, but then it's the babies that you want to lead to a situation where that person sat in front of you and you and them are having a conversation. You will learn more about that. You will get a lot more in terms of feedback, in terms of what they're saying, the eye contact, all that kind of stuff. When you try to have a relationship through WhatsApp, you will really in fact, for some people, it can send them over the edge.
I'm not into no texting relationship.
just texting. Like they want to be texting for weeks and weeks. No, I think you text for a few days and call, but then at least by the end of the week, meet up. See if you're wasting your time or not, or if you should just done it from now, rather than longing it out. And
you get so much more from a phone call as well.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like texting, that is where.
But face to face is much better.
So I believe there's for some people they don't have the developed skills to be able to sit down and have even a telephone conversation. I remember years ago, I had a job and had to like make outgoing phone calls, and I found it really difficult initially, believe it or not, because I find it hard talking to new people. And some people have that, they meet new people, and it's not an easy thing for them to pick up the phone and start having a conversation.
I know that.
Absolutely. So I think the initial phases you will generally use things like WhatsApp or whatever. But the idea with me, why I use WhatsApp is I want to get to the point of, I tell you what, let's hope we meet up in a couple until you got that person in front of you. But when it's a long, drawn out situation,
and I feel like
there's a lot of guessing in between.
People misinterpret what you say. They read it how they perceive it, and most people always jump to the negative anyway. The first thing someone could say, "Oh, have a nice day," and you'd be like, "Have a nice day," or you could be, "Oh, have a nice day," but you're automatically gonna jump to the negative. That's just human reaction.
We always read stuff in terms of how we feel. So if I don't feel great and I read an email, I'll read it in a negative sense. But if I'm feeling on top of the world, and even if it was a negative email, I wouldn't really give it the same, credibility. Same energy, absolutely.
I think it also boils down to us being aware of our love languages. So when we're dating, we need to take that into consideration, which is something I didn't really know about till like last 2 years. I actually realised my love language, which made it easier for me to understand when it came to like being with a partner. Like they weren't for me because our love languages they're different. Like my love language is quality time and acts of service. So for me, to create that bond and to have that emotional connection with someone, I need to spend time with you, quality time. I need phone calls. I need to physically be with you. Acts of service, I like nice acts of gestures, kind things. Doesn't mean take me out on an expensive date. It's the little things that are so thoughtful that means so much to me.
And they don't even necessarily know it, that they've made such a big impact.
But because that's my love language. Like if someone else's love language is like gifts, and you're showering them with gifts, but mine is like act of service or quality time, it's not going to work. If you just want to like leave your money and buy me things, but all I want is your time.
Just for my benefit, a love language is...
It's basically a language of love. How you love,
how you show,
how you express your,
and how you want to feel
in a relationship.
So how you give and how you want to receive.
And everyone
basically what you require love to you to be.
And you can do them online. They're free and they give you your results. And then you know like what your language. It's really good to know that. So when you're dating someone, if they don't know, it really doesn't help. But if they know, it's better because then you can know if you're compatible or not based on how they receive and give love.
When you're dating someone, you can actually pick up what their love language is by the way they act.
You're
like if they just want to text, I'm like, okay, so we ain't going.
And people usually project onto you or do things to you that they'd like to be done to themselves anyway. So you'll be able to pick up on what somebody is feeling in that way.
So we're saying that it's a good idea to have someone whose love language is exactly the same as yours.
It doesn't have to be exactly the same.
The understanding of it.
It's more, like Nick says, the understanding, because once you understand what someone needs and what they require, if you understand that, you saying to me, I'm gonna buy you a nice bag,
or you want to just spend some time.
But I'm like, I'd rather us just be together for the weekend.
But do you communicate that? Because you said something about
I communicate.
Texting. So when he is texting, do you text back to say this is not?
I communicate. Like I said,
I prefer calls.
Communication and comprehension again. I don't know what's going on, but they just are not going hand in hand, because I would say I prefer this, I like this, I don't like this, and you think they'd be like, but then you find you have to repeat yourself. Like, how many times do I have to tell you I do not like being ignored? So if you're busy, I understand that.
The box in the back.
I understand that life happens, and we can make plans. And you say you're gonna call me, and you don't call me back. But can you please? All you have to do, honestly, all I need is a text message to say I'm sorry I didn't pick up the phone. I'm busy.
I'm guilty of that. I've been guilty of that.
But when you want to wait 1 day to call me back, what happened?
No, I'm not that bad. Like, when I wait a day, but like when I say I'm gonna text
no,
you,
that's what I'm talking about. Oh, they don't phone or don't text, and then they want to holiday like nothing ever happened. No, something happened. You don't address this.
If that is the case, address it when it comes up. Don't just brush it up and be like, oh, so how you doing? Like that just makes you feel like your feelings are inadequate.
I feel like when that happens with me, I feel like I've had an explanation like, oh, sorry, I was doing this.
And that's all we need. We just want to know that we're valued.
But we shouldn't get to that stage. We should just have that.
It should. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. I ain't slandering the man.
Because I do believe that women, we can't expect men to treat us a certain way if we haven't expressed how we want to be treated. Yeah. Because they might be used to like treating their girl a certain way. Because every woman wants and needs different things, and their love languages are different. And usually you bring. You're not meant to, but you do bring the baggage from your past relationship over to your new one. So she might have preferred this. So you think, oh, this woman's going to prefer it.
But just remember, it's a fresh start. It's a new person. It's a whole new person. So learn what they want to do. Learn what they like rather than thinking, oh, I'm a last girl. All the rest of the girls have done this. Or all the rest of the man's like this. So
maybe we ain't like none of them other girls.
You have to change it.
You're very different.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Absolutely. I thought about this. I don't think there's any rules to it because I've known situations where you get two people that seem so opposite to each other. But for whatever, it seems to work. They seem very different. I've seen situations where someone's moved in with someone pretty quick and they're still together years ago. And from an outside perspective, say you're crazy. But for whatever reason, it seems to work. How is it that you get these different pairings? What is it about them
it's
that
a connection.
work?
Yeah, it's a connection, and you can't fake that. Yeah.
So I'm going to say this out loud, all right? So don't need to use it. Who's ready to press the cup button? No, keep it rolling. It's like this. For the most part, you could be seen as a extrovert. Alright? Another word for an extrovert is a very outgoing person.
I'm an alpha female.
Someone who's confident.
I have a very strong personality, yes.
So, how would you get on with somebody who is more of an introverted person?
It works because I'm both. I'm an introvert and an extrovert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm both. I have both traits when it comes to my person. Sometimes I'm quiet and reserved. And I shut down and I need my moments. But then most of the time I am out there and bubbly. So I'm compatible with someone who's calmer because sometimes I feel I don't like people who are similar like me that are out there. We clash. I can't really be with someone who's I want you to have a strong personality, be a powerful, strong man, but I don't want you to be like me. Like
So what you're saying you'll have a better chance with being with an introverted guy in contrast to someone who's a more extrovert as well.
They can't be too introverted because obviously my daughter's an introvert. We know
what you mean.
We know what we mean. But our personalities, like she's more like, quiet and calm and I'm more like, turn up. But we get on so well. But she's also got a little bit, not a lot, like probably like really low percentage. She can come out of her shell. If you was too in your shell and really quiet and calm, then how am I gonna how would I communicate with you and get that?
I think it as well depends on the person's mood and how comfortable they are as well, because there's a lot of introverted people, but in your I'll be one of them.
Yeah.
But when I'm in my right space, then I can be.
She's someone me.
But a lot of people don't know that because they don't see it. Because I'm not necessarily not that I'm not comfortable, but I just don't feel that vibe. But obviously, you'd know from college days and.
Yeah. You're an extrovert. You got. Your personality is more yours is like
not necessarily. See, I'm always at risk of people assuming that. I would say I'm more introverted actually.
Let me tell you some story at college. This boy threw me in a building. No, he tried to, but he just threw my shoe on top of the building at college.
She did vex me that day.
We won't even mention the chicken bone.
Talk about the chicken bone. No. Bring that. Change my ways. So the main bit I was thinking about, the main thing I was trying to come to was, are there certain pairings that work? do two introverted people work better together? Does an extrovert and an introvert work better together?
think
Or two extroverts? Or does it just
mix
depend?
it up.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has a bit of
Yeah.
I mean, we can't really say
And love is
that's
love.
not going to work. Or
Yeah.
that is gonna work.
So we had a question sent in to us on our Insta, and it said, when a woman pushes her insecurities onto a man without reason, does the man try to reassure her, or is it a sign that she's not ready for a relationship?
I wouldn't try. I would a little bit, but there's only so much you can do, because if she's insecure, that's probably something internally that she's dealing with, especially if you're reassuring her, unless you're doing something to make her feel insecure, because I'm not really an insecure person, but if I feel insecure, it's because you've done something. Maybe she feels neglected, maybe you're not spending enough time with her, not following her enough, not communicating, and she doesn't feel like she's valued or important.
And it also depends on what point of the relationship. Are you talking early on or further down the line?
If she said it at the start that these are her insecurities, then she's highlighting something to let you know that this is the situation. So that would show you that she wants the relationship to move in this right direction.
Yeah.
If she's showing you halfway through, then maybe she hasn't felt comfortable, but again, she's put up with certain things.
Yeah.
So I just think that insecurities, you need to highlight them when you're comfortable. So there's not a wrong or right time. And if a female or a male puts it on any partner in their relationship, we just have to understand them, well, not understand them, but accept them, that somebody feels a certain type of way, and then just see if you can fit to
be mindful about it.
So obviously be mindful about it, making sure that, so if she's saying, oh, you know, when you go out, and for a guy, you know, when you go out and you're wearing a low cut top, like, I don't really like that, you know, because if you can say that and she takes it on board, then cool, but again, you don't want to be telling somebody what they can and can't wear, so you have to be respectful and take into consideration how it might come across when you're talking about these things, because some insecurities, I ain't gonna lie, everyone's got, well, I know I've got insecurities, but in a relationship, I'm highlighting them and saying, yo, listen, this is how I feel, this is peeing me off, this one, that one, and if the person shows me the love back,
compromise though,
100%,
that's what it is when you communicate. You say, but like you said with the thing with guys, you don't really see how I dress, but you know how I dress outside. With men, in always only one or two guys that I have dated. Why are you looking at me like that, Shak?
I'm just listening.
I have never had an issue with how I dress. It's always been how I dress is to
Bashy?
yeah.
I smell funny. Sorry, I don't usually get out of that was even my 10th guess, but
yes, you know, it is, but I like to revealing, spicy, but I dress for me, I don't dress for man, and I don't do anything to make my man feel like I'm stepping out or insecure.
Or there's any chance of any other
he
person
knows I'm totally...
No. The way you dress would always make somebody come and talk to you, because they don't know your situation.
But if you met me like that, and you knew who I was from the gate, and you've always seen me, because I'm consistent. Whenever we go out, I make sure that I'm turn up.
Dress the same. You don't.
Why all of a sudden?
This is a funeral.
When or church or work, but all of a sudden when we become official in a relationship, it's never when we're dating.
It's all right.
They ain't got a problem when we're dating. It's cool, it's fine. But as soon as we're official and I'm your girlfriend, well, you know.
No, that don't make it right.
You know how to dress.
That don't make it right. That don't make it right.
That I realized that now on the outside that they were insecure, but at the time I was like, compromise, let me change.
So everything's fine until you stick a label on it.
Yes.
So why do things change once that label goes on?
Not me personally.
No, not you personally. I mean, generally in some relationships, everything's cushy, and then suddenly we're boyfriend and girlfriend now.
I think it's a mental.
Why does that happen?
Because it's an expectation, isn't it? There's an expectation.
But it shouldn't be
there. No, but the expectation should be there from the start. If I'm with you and I'm talking to you, I want to be treated this way from the get-go.
That's what I'm saying. Consistency.
However, in some situations, the expectation level raises. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the expectation was there, but now I'm your man, or now that I'm your girl, you need to do this. And actually, you know what? Now just be you.
It should stay the same, just get better. You shouldn't feel entitled.
But
or
then you're
feel
with the
like,
wrong person.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. And usually it's like, okay, we're together, now it's changed. And also the men, in my experience, they stop doing the things they used to do because they feel like they got you now. They get complacent.
No, that's when it comes down to communication. Because if you're still saying, so say for example,
I communicate.
No, but if the standards drop, you have to say, "Yo, big man, what you doing?"
I say it.
I say it. What you doing? And if you can say that, then that's healthy. That's healthy for a relationship. But some people, some females, I won't say
date night stop now.
One line that it really annoys me.
Oh, yeah.
Is, you should just know.
Well, that's
No. I'm
that, please.
I'm with you.
No, when girls say it to guys, you should know.
No, but I've said it to them.
Unless you've had a conversation.
Yeah, there's no conversation about it previously at all.
So
Then that don't make sense.
Yeah.
So there's no conversation.
Yeah.
But if you feel that this is the problem though, because we feel in relationships that we're better than what we actually are sometimes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So sometimes I feel, and I'm guilty of this. I don't care. Listen. There's sometimes like in a situation or I've been in, I've said,
The henny.
I've said, yeah, but you know me, so they should just know.
Yeah.
But then in actual fact, what I should do is say, you know what, I feel this way, and let me just be more open to say,
Exactly.
no, I'm annoyed at
And if
that.
it comes up again, then that's like we've already had this
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah,
You should know.
So therefore, I think like relationships and a healthy relationship is about learning with yourself, but also making sure that communication level
Is so
But I think that comment could have come from
comprehension.
I think that comment though could have come from, like we said earlier, where it's like, oh, because of previous relationships, and we think, well, your ex used to do this, or your ex used to do that for your ex. That's why it's like, well, you should just know, because men should just know this, women should just know this. Like, everybody has to do the same thing. It's that whole. So really, it don't always need to be communicated. Even if you feel like, oh, this is something that's supposed to already be known. There's no harm in over communicating. There's no such thing, but under communicating is dead.
No. So over communicating.
No such thing.
So it's okay. So if I keep telling you the same
obviously, if you're repeating
too much, that's time to cut it. If I have to tell you more than 3 times,
I might tell you in a different way.
Yeah, I'm like,
you drink too much. You're drinking too much. Today ain't leaflet. I say the same thing in a different way.
For me, something in that situation, something's gone wrong during the initial phase of you guys meeting, because that first initial phase, it should be about kind of just understanding the other person and building a friendship sort of thing, and through that you find that and respecting them. But actually there's a stage before that, because you talked about insecurities. Whose responsibility is it to shed that insecurity?
The person, not your partner. The person.
But sometimes we project that insecurity onto the other person, and we expect that they should be able to rid us of our insecurities.
Before you go into a relationship,
because it's internal.
Before you go into a relationship, you should know your insecurities. You should always be working on making yourself better. And then you cannot bring yourself broken into a relationship, because it's never going to work. Because you'll always have that grinding in the back of your head saying, "Oh, this is wrong," and then all of a sudden everything becomes wrong. And
if you base your next relationship on your ex relationship, then that's where you're going wrong.
Take time to heal.
That's my point.
Women as well, because women.
But men don't do this.
That's why I said that about the men, but now I'm speaking on the women as well.
Because if you talk to your bedroom and you say, "Yo, my girls just dumped me. Yo, let's go out." What?
And draw next year.
Let's go get And you're like, "I don't know, fam. I just want to talk to you." I need a hug.
And women, we take time, we cry, we sad, we burn,
and that's the
ripping up pictures.
But don't take too much.
Call that Tyrone.
There ain't no Tyrone, there's no one in my.
And that's the thing, if I'm talking to somebody, seeing somebody, it is just them. I ain't got time to be joking.
I ain't got a backup plan.
No.
You are plan A.
We know that.
You are
That is it.
You're like A Tuesday.
I just honestly think that the relationships that got a greater probability of working out are the ones where maybe they've been single for a little bit and they've used that time to first and foremost acknowledge their insecurities.
Yes.
They've developed an awareness about them and they accept them and they own them. If you don't own them, you will fight against it internally and you will project it onto other people. Some people make it difficult.
But so I agree with what you're saying partly, but some people use another relationship to learn, like because you can't be all the way complete with the learning until you face another situation.
But you constantly going there, but you can't go in.
But you can't go in with the same mindset from the previous one. So I agree.
And you can't expect
what's done is done. Start fresh.
And that's why sometimes when you made the comment about when we was talking about how fast somebody moves on and stuff like that, you can't.
I don't think that matters.
I don't think it matters.
If you got that connection.
Because if you hold that grudge, you're taking it into the next situation.
I've done it both ways. I've done taking the long time, let's talk, build a relationship, and they turned out they're still then you do the quick, you know, sometimes you feel there's this fire, this spark, you're like, and then they turn out and they still, it don't matter. It depends on the person, the connection. And a lot of us, men and women, we need to make sure that we are emotionally, mentally available.
Self-healing is what you said.
Self-healing. I'm so tired of this broken bird syndrome. I'm tired of it. Get yourself together or stay on your own.
I think know thyself is very important. Most definitely. Self-love and self-healing is definitely important. But sometimes I feel like you can get too comfortable with your own self, and then you get in a relationship and you find it hard to adjust, to bend, to compromise.
Don't take too long.
Block your blessings.
Don't take too long.
Yeah, so you got to find that compromise. But that is knowing thyself.
Please, go, sorry.
No, that's it.
100%, because you can get into a situation where, you know what, it's calm at least. My situation is calm. And do I take the risk? Do I throw it on the roulette table where I bring somebody else into my environment now and they can unstable the balance, or they're going to come in and complement it?
That happens to
you know what I mean? So this is what I mean. It can be a bit of a long process to kind of go through that phase almost of trying to understand where the other person has come out. And also we talk about previous relationships. Sometimes you come out of a relationship, I think you can't lose when you ask yourself, well, what did I learn from this?
I always ask myself that.
What did I learn?
And I use from the last relationship so that I don't bring it into the next.
But sometimes people do, and it's one of those old sayings, if you keep doing the same thing, the same outcomes
get different results.
Old relationships, so when you say what have you learned, you have to always be thankful for being in that situation. So my previous relationships haven't always been negative. They've just happened in a certain way that I've
learned.
I've been ready. So I've had to adapt.
You're learning more about yourself.
So that's why I don't wish no badness on any of the exes.
Any
of them. You know what? If you dead, just live your life. And when you find out it's not definitely
I want my car moving back. I want my car moving back.
Nah, on the serious.
And give my money. Run with my money.
No, on the serious.
A lot of money.
On the serious.
You know who you are.
I'm very efficient. I should get these things off my chest.
I was being serious. I know I was cussing. But I'm saying.
And how with all the attachments.
But what I'm saying, I'll buy you one. I feel that's horrible. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is.
I forgot what I was going to say.
No, because what I'm saying is like the previous. I've learned a lot from my previous.
I've learned so much.
And I've done things with my previous that I'm like, I can now move forward. So I'm grateful. That's why I don't wish no badness on no one. Our situation didn't happen the way it was supposed to, or how I felt it was at the time. I've checked myself. I've learned, and now I'm like.
Once you take a look and you reflect on your past relationships, you can see, okay, it wasn't all him. What did I do to trigger that? What did I do to cause him to react that way?
That's the big part there. When it comes to maturity, you can only say, what did I do wrong? It's too easy to cast blame on other people. It didn't work because, she's this, she's that, she took a Hoover.
100%. I brought it back up, you know. Hoover, you know.
She moved to the country as well, so I'm going to chase her down. I'll find you.
Just give it back, move back.
Send your donations in. We need to
go for me.
What are the points of ownership?
We're in a time now where there's more divorces, relationships are lasting way less than they did before. Do you think social media?
I knew you was going to say that.
I knew it.
Let me say something about social media because I know who I am, and I work to myself, but I know who I am.
Yeah.
So when I'm dating, I'm not on their Facebook. This is like the past 3-4 years me. Because back in the days, that would get. You see some stuff. So now when I'm in a relationship with someone, we're not on each other's social media. I think we leave it alone. And it's not social media, it's the individuals, it's how you react. Yeah. And obviously, if you're liking certain people's pictures and sending messages, doing things you're not supposed to do, you're gonna get that side of me that I put to sleep. She's resting.
She's dead.
She's dead. She's very much away. So be respectful and be mindful, because I ain't gonna be doing that. Treat me how you want me to treat you. But if I don't go looking, I won't find nothing.
I think as well with social media, it's just so accessible, isn't it? Like back in the day, you could have talked to someone in a different city or a different town or something like that. Really,
you have to work a lot
not
harder,
so easy.
But now the options are there.
Yeah, it's too much.
Just in a picture.
I met somebody and very quickly she's like, can I add you on social media? Because I want to get to know you.
They want to see your life, they want to see what you're about, they want to see your background.
But now this is the thing, with social media, and I include like WhatsApp and Instagram and Tinder and all those kind of things. Can you really know somebody from a picture?
No. So many people lie on social media. No one's living their best life.
So social media, can be a positive platform,
It can be.
Okay. So if you use social media in the right way, where if you've got your Facebook and you're putting your family, your kids, your mum, your bossing joke, people can draw an interpretation.
It shows a different side of you.
So that's what I'm saying. But then
you can also lie and be a fraud.
You can be anything behind the internet. You can be a keyboard warrior, hide and do whatever.
You can be a catfish.
Yeah, of course. However,
don't get me started on that.
No. Hold that for.
My therapist said I should get that one up. Let's quickly get to that part. She looked different from the pictures.
Mine definitely look different.
Mine.
I want past it.
But you know, have you ever met somebody on social media? Yeah. You'll send me a picture and just see them at the train station and just dots.
The girl with the do-rag you mentioned earlier. The picture she sent me was the Janet Jackson Donald one back in the day, the braids out and everything. And then I got chucked. It's still there. I got alright? My emotions.
Is that Friday when my mum was
more like Janet Jackson?
Yeah. I think it depends. Some people use their social media to put a picture of themselves out there. I don't ever blame social media. I used to have a
That's why I said I blame the people.
To use a rubbish analogy, it's like a knife. I can give you a knife and you make me a sandwich with it, and you give a knife to somebody else, and they cause some problem with someone. I don't blame the knife. It's that person that's
of course.
And I want to be showed off on my man's social media. I want everyone to know.
Yeah, but sometimes when you put your business out there, when you put your business out there,
that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, because I've been guilty of not promoting. Well, in actual fact, what you're saying is you should promote the person that
you should,
but sometimes because you're scared of the day and age you're living and other people.
I could do WhatsApp. We could post each other because WhatsApp to me is personal. It's people I know.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between having a relationship that's private and then a relationship that's secret. You can have a private relationship.
I've been guilty of not promoting. And then, in actual fact, it's not because I'm scared. I'm trying to have a secret relationship. It's definitely not that. It's just because when he's out there for other people to cast judgment on him, and then you don't know that you don't think that you're comfortable or good enough as in yourself, and you're still learning. That's where the problems come.
You have to know each other on a strong foundation.
Yeah, of course.
Level in your relationship, because the moment you let somebody in and your bedroom be like,
I know him. I heard him. I don't care about what he did with this work. But I wasn't there. I don't know. That's hearsay. I only know I only know him off of what he's shown me.
Women are good at that because they can just accept it for what it is. But if you've got your man's now and then,
my man a couple of weeks ago.
So I'm saying
it could have been
nothing. So this is why we need to understand, like when you're gonna make the commitment, and say, yo, this is my girl. You've made that commitment, like you can't go back on it. It's one, if your bedrooms are gonna cost you for it, they're not your bedrooms. Because my bedrooms won't cost me for a situation. They'll be like, yo, let me uplift you, let me help you. So that's what I'm, and this is the thing, that's what I'm learning. You understand what I'm saying? So there's times where I've been guilty of not doing what somebody would expect me to do, or what's the norm, because oh, they used to put me on this. When natural fact, yo, I'm not there yet, because previous relationships, I didn't put it out there because I've been dating a teacher. And then you date a teacher, and then you work in the same area. You can't have the kids knowing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's been like that. So you learn, but now I'm in a situation where I'm saying, if I post you, I post you. If I don't, you don't. And it is what it is.
When you have
that don't define a relationship.
For some people, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't. No, but some people do. There's an extreme. There's some people it really, really matters to display the relationship on Facebook. You tend to find with those ones, if I'm going to be honest with you, not all the time. I'm probably not speaking a bit general here, but the more you see them up there, but in reality, what a relationship is, when you close that front door behind you, you and them, that is the reality of your relationship. You and them talk, converse, and talk through problems and all that. That's a reality. And sometimes there's a massive conflict between what's going on, what you see, and what you get.
But sometimes, if somebody's not used to, but if somebody thinks like, well, if they've seen their friends and they're seeing that their friends like in a relationship, and then like they post couple pictures and you don't, then that's gonna be, he's comparing, but that's gonna be a red flag to them, because they're seeing somebody who they perceive to be happy, who's having a good time in a relationship, and we're not doing that. So it doesn't mean to say that they're necessarily wrong for what they're saying. It's just having that communication and saying, well, hold on, this is the reason. But listen, at the end of the day, it's not a saga.
Don't people have to have that conversation?
But I don't think
people like, just don't do social media and just be done with it. Like, well, you do social media. Because you posted that last week. It's like, just be real about the thing. Like,
so I know for a fact that I've been in a situation that I've been guilty of that. So you get me? So no, not saying that I don't do it, but just not
posting.
Yeah, not posting, but But then at the end of the day, there was no reason for me not to do it.
Okay.
But
you didn't feel comfortable.
At the time because of how I felt.
Have this conversation with them?
Like,
did they brought it up to you clearly? You didn't bring it up to them?
Yeah, it was mentioned. But I don't think that person was wrong for saying that. I just think they was expressing how they felt and how it seemed to them, and then I expressed why what it was and why it didn't happen, and posted them one time.
What do you think of partners going through each other's phones?
I think you shouldn't go through your partner's phone, because if you go through their phone, that means that you're insecure. And if you have to go and look through their phone, that means there's already an issue there. If I feel I need to go through your phone, go through your pockets while you're sleeping and look through your phone, go through your social media, that's crazy, first of all. But that means that there's something going on in the relationship that we need to address that's deeper.
Or it could be within yourself.
Or within myself, because maybe I was just cray. But more time, we have women's intuition, and usually you know when your man's stepping out or doing something that he shouldn't. He's probably acting differently, coming in late, smelling like some fragrance I don't wear, tapping me on my shoulder, thinking he's gonna get you some, smelling like some fragrance that I don't even wear. So if you want some loving, I suggest you go, baby, where you came from.
That's a girl anthem, you know. That's a girl anthem, you know. I love that tune, you know. I've heard it all before.
I think by the time it gets to that point, your trust is already broken. I feel like once the trust is broken, for me, there's no relationship. I know people can build on trust afterwards, like something's happening, we can work through it, but
not me.
For me, from the start, if I feel like I can't trust you, then that's it.
Do you think that there's some people that find it hard to be honest about how they feel?
Yeah, of course.
And to express their problems.
Yes.
Because the reason why I say that is because I've come to learn actually, and I know it's a different subject, but talk about especially like black men and mental health kind of thing. Some people are lucky or they're fortunate, they're in situations where they've got certain bridges around them where they can have an honest conversation and say, you know what, this is what someone died or whatever it might be, and they can talk to someone. But then some people don't have that. So how do they get the chance to develop that skill so that if they go into a relationship, they can be more open, honest, and know how to articulate themselves without making themselves feel too vulnerable?
I think the depression one's a good way. It goes back to self-healing, being aware, taking accountability, seeking the help that you need professionally if you feel that you need that professionally, or speaking to someone that you're close to, that you feel you can trust and you can open up to without judgment.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you look at I suppose from your point of view, you look at the man, but it's good to understand what's around that person.
I like to have deep. Me, when I meet a guy, I tell him from the jump exactly what I want. I want to find out what he wants. I'm trying to see if we're on the same page, if we're equally yoked or not, because there's no point. I'm at that age now. I'm a bit seasoned. A bit older than some of y'all.
Some interesting terminology there.
I'm a little bit spicy. I'm seasoned. So when I'm looking for a man, I'm looking for something different than what one's looking for. I've got children, so I'm looking for stability. I'm looking to settle down. I'm looking to get married. So when I was younger, I'd meet a guy. It really didn't matter. We'll talk. I'll see where it goes. Get to know him. Now it's like
no time wasted.
Okay, let's get this out. What do you want? Do you want this? You don't want that? If you're not looking for a serious relationship, it's okay. Yeah. Done. Move on to the next. Do you want to get married? Are you God-fearing? Because that is important to me. And when it comes to my faith, I can't compromise. You need to know that. And then we can move along, and then we can see. Once you've got all that, you look good, but I need to know there's more there, and we're on the same page when it comes to that, when it comes to family, when it comes to children. Because if I'm looking for something long-term, I'm looking to grow old with you. I'm looking to spend forever with you. Like, obviously, you're not going to have all the answers. That's the whole
at least
part.
start off on the same page.
Yeah, you enjoy growing together and learning about this person and learning about you and spending time and doing things. But you need to get the main and the most important things, because people don't do that in the beginning and then they mess up, because later you find out 5 years later, oh, I don't want kids.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like these are the first initial conversations.
But you never spoke about. Yeah, you never. Oh, I don't want to get married.
Maybe not the first day. Like,
no,
It's the same list to bring to you,
you need to know what you want, but then, like, you're still learning about the person, which goes back to what you said. So when you're saying, I want 6 kids, and the person could just be like, oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Come from a place of honesty.
But that's where
they're not being honest. They're not.
Yeah. But what we're saying is certain people can tell fibs in the relationship.
Yeah. But they're not for you. They're not for you.
I'm not saying that they do, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it happens. So why would you expose yourself from the get-go and say, okay, saying how many kids you want?
This is the problem. Why can't we just be honest? If that person can't accept you for you, then they're not worth it. And on that note, guys, I want to say thank you. Well, we want to say thank you to Nick, Chantelle, and Shak for joining us on this week's Let's Talk Relationships, Dating and Relationships. And
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave your comments down below. Thank you for joining us today.
Take care.
Everybody say bye.
Bye.